Do you feel like your evenings just disappear after getting home from an exhausting 9 to 5? Most of us drag ourselves through the door too tired to do anything. We end up doom scrolling on our phone, zoning out on whatever's on the TV, or just mindlessly snacking. And before we know it, it's time to get ready for another round of the grind. For years, I was stuck in the same vicious cycle until I finally found a way to stop work from stealing my entire life. This isn't another video telling you to squeeze more productivity into your evenings. Whether you want to just simply chill and relax, or actually work on your hobbies and goals, the strategies that I'm sharing today will help you recharge and reclaim your evenings. The first thing you need to stop doing is overstretching yourself at work. If you get home and even lifting your foot feels heavy, if you're too wiped out to go to the shower or make yourself a proper meal, you're not just tired, you're depleted. Work to no more than 80% of your maximum energy expenditure. Stop giving 100%. Because here's what really happens. When you give everything, your boss doesn't see that as dedication. They see that as your new baseline. I noticed at many workplaces, the people that go above and beyond get handed more work, while the ones who master the art of looking busy gets away with easy tasks. If you're hitting every KPI, great, now they'll just raise the bar. You finish the project early, okay, here's more work to do. They won't appreciate you. They'll just expect more. This is a lesson that I learned too late in life. If you can relate, share it with someone you know that can benefit from this tip. Now, I'm not saying to slack off at work. That is totally not the message here. What I'm saying is don't stretch yourself thin. Getting work done at 70 to 80% of your capacity is a smart and efficient way to work. It reserves energy for things after you clock off. Workplaces are understaffed almost everywhere, and that's not your personal problem to fix. If a customer has to wait, they wait. If your colleague is off sick, you still take your breaks. If your current role is taking up most of your evenings, weekend, and consistently leaves you drained to the point of paralysis every evening, maybe it's time to reflect on your priorities. How important is your current role to other goals in your life? Can you negotiate working from home a couple of days a week? Or can you move closer to cut the commute? If you can cut out hours of commute by moving closer to work, that's going to be one of the best things you can do to protect your time and energy for your life outside your work. Now that we've preserved some energy, let's talk about how we can spend it wisely. You've probably seen tons of videos telling you to use your evenings to hustle harder, start a business, learn a skill, build a side project. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what really matters to you. But here's the other side that no one talks about. Wanting to simply chill after work is just as valid. The real problem isn't relaxing. It's how, when we're mentally drained, our tired brain defaults to the easiest, most passive activities. Scrolling, binge watching, zoning out, they're actually coping mechanisms, a way for your mind to switch off, but in reality, they don't help you rest. Instead, they keep your nervous system in a low level state of anxiety, especially when the content is emotionally charged or overwhelming. The trick is to not collapse onto the couch or reach for your phone the second you get home. That's the moment where most evenings slip away. And there's actually a simple way to avoid this trap. Simply redirect yourself away from the environment that triggers your time wasting routine. If you have a habit of scrolling on your phone while sitting on the couch, instead of sitting down right after getting home, step into a warm shower straight away. Our brains are always trying to recognize patterns and forming association between places and actions. That's why sitting on the toilet can suddenly make you want to pee even if you didn't feel it a second ago. If you have conditioned your brain to associate coming home after work with just laying around doing nothing and zoning out, The best way to break that cycle is to head to a different destination right after work. If your goal is to be more active, pack your gym clothes to work so that you can head straight to the gym, attend your sport classes, or go for a walk around the neighborhood right after finishing work. This new routine is going to be a lot easier for you to stick to than if you had returned home first. I know this firsthand as I've lost count on how many times that I've told myself I'd just go home and grab my gym bag, only to lose that momentum as soon as I step through the door. I'm sure I'm not the only one, so definitely give this tip a go. You'd be surprised at how much easier it is to introduce a new routine. That brings me to my next point, which is the importance of scheduling your activities in advance for the evening. You want to do this at least one day before so that you can prepare what to pack, like change your clothes or bring your laptop to work. This step also eliminates the need for us to decide what to do when the evening rolls around. This step is crucial because our brain is always going to default to picking the easier option even when it doesn't serve us long term. So identify your top priorities and just pencil in 1 to 2 main activities for the evening. This way you avoid having to make decisions in the evening when willpower and motivation is not readily available. But then, how do you figure out what activities to schedule that will best recharge your evenings? There are a number of low effort activities that can recharge you in a meaningful way. Depending on the type of your day job, plan something that matches your remaining energy level. What I mean by that is, let's say you've been sitting down working in front of a computer most time of the day, then scheduling something physical, a workout session, cooking dinner, or taking a stroll in the park. Even 10 minutes of light movement can increase oxygen flow to your brain, clearing out that mental fatigue and making you feel alive again. But if you work a more physically demanding job and your body feels tired and heavy by the end of the day, try to schedule in something that's lighter and more gentle. Something like reading a novel, listening to a podcast, or calling a friend that makes you smile. And if you're completely drained, both physically and mentally, you don't need to push through. A 30-minute power nap or just calling the night early might be exactly what your body is asking for. This is because working with your energy, not against it, is one of the best ways to get the most out of your time. Trying to squeeze more activities into your evening when you're half dozing off is counterproductive. There will be evenings where you simply don't have enough energy left over to do anything meaningful. You're better off heading to bed earlier so that you can wake up earlier the next day and tackle the day ahead. Your morning hours are usually worth a lot more than your evening hours. It's usually when your brain power and motivation are at its highest after a night of rest, whereas evenings are running on what's left over of your energy. Figure out when you naturally feel more focused and energized and work with that rhythm. This way you have more productive hours to do the things you enjoy. If you feel sharper in the morning, normalize going to bed early and waking up earlier can make all the difference. You're essentially just shifting those wasted hours in the evening not doing anything to the morning where you can dedicate that block of uninterrupted time all to yourself before work. Whether that's working on your goals or enjoying your hobby, it's going to make a huge difference in how much energy you actually get to spend on yourself. Do you thrive in the late hours or are you more of an early bird? Let me know in the comments. And finally, you literally will not have the energy, the motivation, or discipline to be productive after a 9, 10, or 11-hour workday if you're not looking after yourself. If you're skipping meals, eating poorly, avoiding exercise, or neglecting rest, when you don't fuel your body properly, your brain feels it too. Low blood sugar, poor concentration, irritability, constant fatigue. It all adds up. You might think you're just tired or unmotivated, but this is actually your body's warning sign before it stages a full-on protest. I can tell you this from experience Being sleep deprived and surviving on coffee gave me constant headache, left me feeling scattered, and I was getting sick all the time. When you're pursuing something meaningful after work, a side project, your passion, even just quality time with the people you love, it is so much easier when you're actually happy, nourished, and well rested. But the scary part is that you won't even realize how far below your peak you're operating until you start truly taking care of yourself. Ignoring those signs, your performance, energy, and health will keep slipping day after day. It's never too late to start looking after yourself, even if things feels off right now. Your body is incredibly resilient when you give it the right support. One of the easiest steps you can start today is to just book an appointment with your healthcare professional to check for any deficiencies. Some of the most common ones are iron, magnesium, vitamin B, and D. The good news is they are often simple fixes. With the right supplements or small tweaks to your diet, you can start feeling a difference straight away. And that one step could be the momentum you've been needing. Okay, so that's everything I have for you today. Let me know in the comments below which step you're going to implement, and I'll see you in the next video.